Good morning, everyone. My name is Zina Khan and I'm from Alwar. I'm currently pursuing postgraduate diploma from FMS IRM Jaipur, and today I'm here to give a presentation on my case study. The topic of my case study is that how Reebok come back in the market after the downfall. Now, if we talk about Reebok, Reebok International Limited is a footwear and apparel company that was founded in England and has been an independent subsidiary of Germany's sporting goods giant Adidas since 2005. Reebok produces and distributes fitness, running, and CrossFit sportswear, including clothing and footwear. In 1958, Reebok was established as a companion company to J.W. Foster and Sons, founded in 1895 in Bolton, England. From 1958 until 1986, all Reebok apparel appeared feature the Union flag, which is featured on Reebok's classic line of apparel to signify the company's English origin. In August 2005, Adidas acquired as a subsidiary, uniting two of the largest sports outfitting companies, but maintaining operations under their separate brand names. Adidas acquired all of the outstanding Reebok shares and completed the deal valued at $3.8 billion. There are things that people didn't know about Reebok. First of all, that Reebok was launched in 1958. The Reebok brand started out as an extension of the J.W. Foster and Sons company, which has started in 1895. It has a long history of quality behind it. They manufacture shoes in the UK but were not a highly recognized brand. The Foster company supplied footwear for athletes participating in the 1924 Summer Olympics. The Reebok company started as a subdivision of J.W. Foster under the direction and inspiration of Mr. Foster's grandson, who wanted to start their own store. They named the company Reebok. Another comes that the name means gazelle. We had previously read that the brand name was chosen because they wanted a name that had no meaning. After doing a little more research, we discovered that the reason the name Reebok was chosen was that it actually means African gazelle. This was a good way to compare the shoes to the grace, speed, and swiftness of the animal translated into the benefit of shoes. Other comes that Reeboks weren't popular until 1979, as Foster were having a rough time getting Reebok noticed by the world, and they struggled for recognition until their break came in 1979. And other comes that women's Reeboks weren't introduced until 1982. While realizing that Reebok was a brand new in the US in the 1980s, they had been on the market for 3 years before Reebok offered its third model designed for women. Other comes that sales increase with celebrity athlete endorsement, like Reebok saw an ever higher spike in sales when they joined forces with Dee Brown, a rookie with the Boston Celtic team in 1991. He wore a pair of high-profile Reebok pumps to an All-Star Slam Dunk contest. The black, orange, and white pumps were attention, and Brown did his part by bending over to deflate the shoes to give fans a little demonstration of how cool the shoes were looking. Another comes that Reebok maintains a fitness team in its company culture, and Reebok was the first to introduce speed lacing. Like of the three leaders in the sneaker industry, it was Reebok that the first introduced the reinforced eyelets that are found in the speed lacing design. None of the other had considered this design until 1992 when it appeared in the Shark Attack campaign. Well, they were the first basketball sneakers to include these features anyway. Now, let's come on to the introduction of my case study. This case study is basically about Reebok scam that came into light in the year 2012. This seemed to be the turning point for Reebok, as everybody knows about Reebok that this brand has created an image of style and coolness in the minds of people. Being the topmost brand in the market, something happened which changed the whole scenario for Reebok. Due to the accounting scandal, hundreds of stores were shut down. Reebok lost its brand image as well as get diminished. Brands then tried to make comeback in the world's second most populated country. Adidas repositioned Reebok as a premium fitness brand in India, and in Reebok alone have opened 50 hub stores, that is more than half of 80%. Such outlets of sportswear brand at present are globally. Brand tried to learn behind and to leave behind what happened in past and make itself strong enough to cope up with the challenges and came back in the market and reposition itself. For this, they focused only and only on growth. They plan to open 100 more stores by the first quarter of the year 2014, and also they focus on renovating the remaining store that was present in India. This case is all about Reebok repositioning in the market and after going down and how to gain and how it has gained its position back in the market. Now let's come on to the SWOT analysis of Reebok. If we talk about strength of Reebok, first of all its segment. Reebok has a very clear segment to which it offers its product. On a broad level, Reebok sells shoes and other sports accessories to sport persons or exercise enthusiasts. Another comes feature-rich product. Reebok products are known for their features and styling as everybody is aware about it. Each type of footwear manufactured by Reebok has features that suit their need or benefit, and this has always been a strong point selling for the brand. Another comes high customer engagement. Reebok has used social media to reach out more than 35 million customers in a boost to improve customer engagement. If we talk about another strong point of Reebok, that is the cool image. Reebok was quick to realize that the millennials as well as Green Gen Y were also looking for the cool quotient in their sportswear. If we talk about weakness, one of the weakness can be excessive commercialization. The sportswear segment is so competitive that brands are trying their best to commercialize their interest. The result of this is that products like Reebok, which were once considered to be premium, are now categorized alongside local or regional players who cater to the mass market. This dilutes the brand image. Another comes poor awareness. Though Reebok has a lot of products which cater to specific sporting needs of customers, the company has been hugely unsuccessful in educated customers, with the result that the brand has today largely become associated with sneakers. There are many opportunities for Reebok, as one of them can be looking at new markets, as Reebok, which was once the leader in sportswear, has lost out the arch rival Nike. It can go to look at niche areas like in fitness today, there are various niche categories such as combat shoes, dancing shoes, aerobic shoes, or training shoes. Though Reebok has the presence in most of these categories, customers need to educate more on why such specific needs have to meet. This will result in growth of such sectors. There may be threats like competition. For example, like the main competition of Reebok are Nike, Adidas, Converse, New Balance, and Puma. And from threat like steals means that there are so many brands, designer sportswear brand like Nike and Reebok. They face serious threats from cheap imitation, which are sold at throwaway prices. Customers who are on the lookout for just the styling and not very concerned about features often prefer to purchase these cheap imitations. Now, going through with the case study, I have analyzed some of the new strategies that Reebok has adopted to reposition itself in the fitness industry. In the past few years, Reebok has repositioned itself, as everybody knows, in the fitness industry, and the brand is now popular with gyms and fitness junkies alike. So, here are some strategies that help Reebok rise again in the new millennium. First of all, we can say that they have found a niche in the established market. Reebok was widely known as sportswear brand, having endorsed sporting giants such as Venus Williams and Liverpool FC alongside. They needed a new focus. Along came the world of CrossFit, which was growing extremely popular to Generation Y and millennials. The aim of CrossFit is to forge a well-rounded, high-utility forms of fitness. Reebok's strategy was designed to change the way people perceive and define the experience fitness and achieve the ambition to bring fitness to the world and be seen as the world's fittest company. The partnership has brought sales figure up to the shape, and Reebok's closest range of products are now the company's top performing range. Another can be they have given customer a voice. Like CrossFit also has a huge social media presence and is a worldwide sensation on platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. CrossFitters regularly use social media to share about their workouts for the day, sharing and commenting on how they embrace the day grind. As is often said, as is often said, happy customers are the best form of advertising. What more a bunch of happy customers who happen to be heavy social media users? Reebok seems to have struck a gold mine in their partnership with CrossFit, targeting a group of consumers who often post pictures with their gear, greatly boosting the brand's image in the community. Thanks to CrossFitter, Reebok saw a whopping 8,000% growth on social media in 15 months. A happy and satisfied customer can be your best marketing agent, providing free endorsement and strengthening the brand's image through word of mouth. Number third is that Reebok has organized consumer focused event. It was going to like at the time they were continue organizing consumer focused event. Like consumer focused events have become a pillar Reebok marketing strategy. Events such as Reebok Spartan Race and annual CrossFit Games have become keen spreading brand awareness through word of mouth. Reebok's genius lies in tying these events to their social media presence. Creating events which actively involve customers are a great way of creating brand awareness by word of mouth. Participants love sharing pictures of their achievement or simply want to share their memories of the event, inevitably raising the brand's profile by doing so. Just ask Reebok's VP, who said, "We are going directly to the consumer, and the best way we are doing is through our events." Now we talk about leveraging residual equity of Reebok. With the help of communication, this 4 points has been highlighted like going digital. As in the situation like COVID-19 pandemic, we are facing lots and lots of problem. Every brand is facing lots and lots of problem. So by going digital, like all brands have started leveraging the digital platforms to engage with their various stakeholders through webinars and video calls. But it is not only restricted to video calls and team meetings. Given the rich technology provided, brands have also shifted their events online, where there are lots of panel discussions happening, and most brands are partnering with communication agencies to create digital exclusive content. So Reebok can also focus on this for increasing its communication. Now, other can be keeping it relevant, as Reebok can reach out with more engaging and responsible outreach idea where necessary. It is also important to note that while markets and the global economy are facing an impending recession, market budgets and communication spends have also been reevaluated. And overnight, all branding is moved to focus on the massive health crisis. Other can be creating relevant content that keeping in the mind the present scenario. Content driven communication has become vital. From thought leadership opinion pieces and industry stories to quotes, expectation and participation across discussion, the brands, marketing companies and media houses are working together to create content that is impactful and can drive positive action against the crisis. So like this also Reebok can focus of the content can focus on the content which can interact more and more of customers. Other can be social responsibility as communication consults to brand and being a responsible part of the media industry has been driven brand engagement through relevant social responsibility content by informing, educating and driving action among masses. Brands like Reebok, irrespective of their personal gains, can step up in the time of the crisis to do their bit for the society and for the community. This can include various initiatives like donating to the PM and CM funds, sponsoring meals for daily wage workers, and helping the frontline workers who are fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. Like this is the only time when if Reebok wants to be leveraged, this time brand need to seen as socially, morally and ethically responsible. And this is when media and communication agencies are willing to help them to create that kind of narrative. Thank you.